Good evening, everyone. Thanks for being here. I just wanted to provide an update for you all following the media conference that was done at 6:30 tonight by Assistant Commissioner Tony Cook. And I'll start from the top, just so I don't miss anything, just to clarify those details. About 3:30 this afternoon, a male with a knife entered the Westfield Shopping Centre at Bondi Junction and attacked a number of people. Police were called and a police officer responded and faced that man and neutralised the threat within that shopping centre. Other police attended and helped witnesses, shopkeepers and others that were in the shopping centre move on from the shopping centre. As a result, there were 4 female women deceased in the shopping centre and 1 male, and subsequently another female passed away in hospital, taking it to a total of 6, plus the death of the offender. There are about 8 people in hospitals around Sydney being treated for different injuries associated with being attacked in the hospital, at the shopping centre, including a 9-month-old infant that has been in surgery. Police have secured the crime scene, which you can imagine is expansive inside a very big, busy commercial shopping centre in Sydney. And the crime scene remains ongoing, and it will remain ongoing for a number of days. The shopping centre will in fact be closed tomorrow for trade, and Westfields will work with police to assist in the removal of vehicles, etc., from the shopping centre tomorrow. But in the meantime, the shopping centre will remain a crime scene. Later this evening, we became aware of who we believe the offender is, and we believe that he is a 40-year-old man. However, we are waiting to formally identify him, and we cannot speculate yet on his identification. But let me assure you that we are confident that there is no ongoing risk, and we are dealing with one person who is now deceased. Are there any questions?
What do you know about this 40-year-old man at this stage?
Well, I actually will hand over to Deputy Commissioner who's acting for investigations about, we know a little bit about this person, but as I said, we're waiting to confirm his identification. And if in fact it is the person that we believe it is, then we don't have fears for that person holding an ideation. In other words, that it's not a terrorism incident.
Is that person a man who is known to you?
He's known to law enforcement, but we're waiting to identify him formally. But thank you.
Confident that if it is this man, this is not a terrorist-related.
As I said, the investigation will be ongoing for many, many days, but there are elements that we understand at this point in time that don't indicate that. But as we move into the investigation and background this person, his home, his vehicle, his associates, we will only know at that time.
Do you know his state of mind during the attack?
No.
Was he intoxicated?
We don't know.
If it's unlikely to be terrorism once this person's formally identified, is there any other early indications of what might have motivated them to do something like this?
Not yet, and it will take a thorough investigation. It will take time for us to go back in his life and history to determine that.
And is the indication that it was a random spree, or was it targeting certain people of gender or anything like that?
It's too early to speculate, but given the environment, it's possible that it's random, but it's too early to speculate.
Is there any relationship between the attacker and any of the victims?
Too early to say.
How is the baby going in hospital?
The last update I had that had been in surgery, and it's too early to say really, but it's awful. And really, the other point I want to make is the police officer that attended was enormously courageous, as were other police officers that have attended that Bondi area. And I spoke to them this afternoon when they returned to the station. But also many of the shopkeepers and people within the shopping centre that showed amazing courage and bravery. So it was an awful situation, and no doubt the people dealing with the trauma of what they witnessed, but it could have been much worse.
How is those victims women? Did that play a role at all in the motive?
We don't know.
How is that? Oh, sorry. How is that police officer going, and what did she say to you when you spoke to her?
She's doing well under the circumstances. As I said, she showed enormous courage and bravery, and she will process obviously that. She would need to be interviewed formally, and so we just talked about that she's okay, her family's okay, she's got everything she needs for the time being, and she will be formally interviewed tomorrow, no doubt.
Can you give a little bit of vibe before she was closed?
She must have been close by and was just the first officer on the scene.
And it's unusual, obviously she went in alone, that's quite unusual. Can you talk us through how that
She's a very senior officer, and it's not unusual for a senior officer to be out supervising and leading troops, and so therefore she was on her own.
Have witnesses told you anything about, was this man saying anything as he was moving through the shopping centre?
Too early to say, and we will be providing regular updates over the next day and days. It will take us a significant time and investigation to work through this. It's a very complex crime scene. Obviously, 7 people have died, 6 people have been tragically killed. It will take us a long time.
Can you give us a little bit more insight into who this officer was as a person? Obviously, she acted very courageously, but who she was, her experience.
As I said, she's a commissioned officer, an inspector of police. So she's got seniority and experience as an operational officer.
Last question, details about the interaction between her and the offender?
Sorry?
Do you have more details about the interaction?
No. All of that will come out when the interviews take place, and when the investigators review footage and CCTV and all the evidence and piece it together.
There's been reports that the woman who passed away in hospital is the mother of this 9-month-old baby. Are you able to...
I've heard that same rumour, but I can't confirm that, unfortunately.
We've all seen the footage. It's, a place that most people who live in Sydney will have been at some point. So I think it really hits home. What's your message to the community tonight?
Well, the community, like we do, should feel very sad about what's happened here, but they should have no concerns, ongoing concerns. We believe that this person acted alone, and there is no ongoing threat to the community.
There was a lot of concern when this first happened, potentially some of the victims were Jewish. Can you say anything about whether they were potentially targeted?
As I said, it's very early days, but there's no suggestion that there was anyone targeted, but that could change, and we will only know that in time.
Okay, thank you everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can you help me?